What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Second simulator video of today, continuing on with the P-Die series. Just put up by my standards a pretty decent score on the first one. That video I just did was Grand Harbor Golf and Beach Club, the Harbor course. For this video, I didn't, on the list that I have, it didn't specify, but it looks like there was two different options here, so I may, next time I come out here, play the other one. But for this video, it is Gulfstream Golf Club in Gulfstream, Florida. This was a 2014 remodel. That could be a little bit where the discrepancy is, by P-Die in collaboration with his wife, Alice Die. This is the 18 left. Basically, I typed in Gulfstream, and there was 18 left and 18 right. So I don't know if there's a 27-hole complex, if it's 36, or if they just slightly moved the tees or something to make different courses. I'm not really sure, but this is the 18 left course from the furthest back tees, so we're gonna give it a go. Generally speaking, when I come out here, I do my rambling and talking and any kind of notes I want to get across in my first video. So this one's going to be a little bit more streamlined, just kind of get to the point a little bit more and a little bit less talking than the first one. But we're going to give it a go, see if we can continue on with that decent score on the first one and put up another halfway decent score here for the second video of the day. So Garmin Approach R10 behind me on a DIY level stand, Country Club lead mat, Callaway Super Fast balls, DIY stance mat, 10x7 nets, and Home Tee Hero you're seeing for the simulator software, powered by the R10. And this Home Tee Hero is the simulator software inside the Garmin Golf app. So without further ado, first hole par 4, 406. Gonna aim up this right side. Hopefully start this round off with a decent tee shot. A little bit colder out here again. Just to repeat a little bit what I said, I know I said I wasn't going to do as much talking, but spent about 4 hours yesterday doing leaves into the nighttime last night, and feels pretty good to have everything kind of nice and tidy without all the leaves over here. So feeling good about the setup as of right now, and a little still, I mean, on the colder side. Obviously you can tell by what I'm wearing, but a couple days ago when I was out here it was like 35. Right now it's about like 45, so 10 degrees warmer, still on the colder side, but not quite as bad. Alright, a little bit heely, it's going to be up the left, but decent strike, still a little bit low. I want to work on launching it a little bit higher. That same exact swing, we got 266 out of it, probably could have got an extra 10-15 yards if I just launched it a little bit higher, but it is what it is. Decent start down the middle. 140 left into this green, down 1, so 139. Could either go kind of strong pitching wedge or soft 9. Soft 9's probably a better move. Been seeing about 130, 135 out of a well-struck pitching wedge. Been seeing about 150, 155 out of a well-struck 9. So obviously we don't need that much, but this is going to be similar to kind of my in-between distance with my old Sim 2s. Kind of choke down. Probably don't have to choke down quite as much because these are weaker, but the speed foam does seem to make a difference with some of that compensation of the weaker lofts. So kind of a in-between choke down yardage. I'd like to get this type of yardage back into the kind of repertoire of a choke down 9, about 140, 145, kind of give me that extra shot in between the pitching wedge and the 9. We'll see if we can do it here. Alright, decently struck, just slightly toe side, a little bit thin. I may need to get down just a tad, but I did choke down on it. Pretty good shot, that's what we were looking for there. Gonna be a par to start it off. Can never be disappointed with that. Second hole, par 4. It looks like a long one too, but it is a par 4. 455. Around here, that could be almost a par 5. So that calls for, hopefully, a good well-struck tee shot. Make up some of this distance, and we'll still have a long to mid iron probably back into this green even after a good tee shot. Low on the face, high on the face, low on the face, high on the face. That was high toe. Last one was a little bit low heely, that one was high toe. Right in between would be nice. 268 though. Generally speaking, higher on the club face, you're going to get less spin. Going to launch higher, go a little bit further. Then lower on the face, it's going to be spinnier. Launch lower, not go quite as far. But we're in the fairway. 188 left, up 1. I guess we'll go 7. 7, I don't know if we're going to get the 7 quite there. Strike depending, of course, but I've seen 190 out of it when I really hit one good, kind of a little bit pulley, a little bit thin, and get 190 out of the 7. But generally speaking, I'll probably end up playing it closer to 180, 185 on a kind of stock, smoother type of swing. Dead center of the club face, I pulled it a little bit. That could get there. I struck it pretty good. I don't know, felt pulley. I guess you could call that a draw. Probably would have hooked a little bit more in real life, but 185, that's kind of what I'm talking about. That was pretty well struck right in the middle of the club face and right where I wanted in the sweet spot. If anything, that was like a half a groove high, but that was pretty well struck, so we'll take that. Nice when a plan comes together. 2 pars in a row. Third hole, par 4. 4-3-3. We got a dog leg right. So let's see if we can go up this right side, bring it back left, maybe cut off a little bit of that corner. Club face twisted when I hit it. That's gonna be a lower line drive up the left. Whoa, or up the right. I don't know about that. Spin access, 211. Feel like we might have got punished a little bit more out of that than what I should have been. Wasn't a great strike, but I had that low and up the left. Garmin had that starting left and going way right. It is what it is though. Can't really complain on some of the reads when you don't strike it well. All that would be solved if I just hit it dead center and straight. So, we got a jungle of trees to go through here. I have no idea. There's a wow, that's a huge palm tree. That almost looks unrealistically big. The one right there, that's massive, but I guess we're gonna leave it here. 222. So, I'm gonna blast 4 hybrid through here. Very high likelihood of catching one or multiple of these trees and not even getting out of these trees, but 222 plus the 10% shortage in the rough should put us right around 245. I hit this hybrid, 4 hybrid good, and we get lucky somehow with the trees, it'll get there, but lunged at it, swiped across it. That's out to the right. Looks like we got through most of these though. Maybe I somehow got through that line. So 194 plus the 22. That wasn't great, but who knows? Maybe if I struck that dead center where I was wanting to, we would have caught some of those trees. So all things considered, we're out of it, and we have at least a look here to try to save par. 33 left in the rough. So we need like 36. I'm gonna go 56. Kind of drop kicked it into it. That would have been heavy in real life again. That kind of on the mat, you catch it heavy, it skips off the mat and kind of accelerates the club almost and drop kicks it into the ball. So real life that would have been shorter. That one, because of that, kind of resulted in a little bit of a thin shot, but we got it to work. Not exactly what we were looking for. It wasn't a great 56-degree wedge shot, but even through 3, fourth hole par 3, 181 down 3. 178. That's asking a lot out of the 8 iron, so we're gonna go soft 7 again, or controlled 7, I guess. I gotta be careful with some of the framing I say out loud or even think, because soft, sometimes I say, instead of smooth, I go soft, and then subconsciously I don't swing enough at it, or I do something funky. I just gotta think more of controlled, smooth, versus like soft and not hitting it solid. And that was thin and right. That was very toey. Get lucky. Alright. Don't know if we deserved that, but we got kind of unlucky on that tee shot. That one kind of, we benefited from maybe a slight misread there. That was, I mean, who knows? I didn't make great contact. That could have been what happened, but we'll take the par. Don't know if I necessarily deserve that, but it is what it is. Fifth hole, par 4. 367. And we got trees all over the place again. It is kind of cool though, considering I'm in New England here. Virtually no palm trees around here unless they're inside. See some in Florida. It's always, I associate palm trees with warm weather, obviously with Florida, California, out west, that kind of stuff. But it is kind of cool seeing with 45-degree weather, we're playing with palm trees in between, over, through palm trees. Super high on the face again. That's a pop up to the right. Wasn't completely skied, but got it to work. That may be on the generous side again. I can just tell as soon as I hit it by the feel and the sound of it. Again though, I guess you do launch a little bit higher with lower spin, so it has the potential of going further, but that was a pretty poor strike. That was pretty far from the center of the cliff face, but 104 left. We're gonna go approach wedge. Seeing about 115, 120 on a full approach wedge, so this is a choke down about 3/4 approach wedge. Struck it good, but I left it out to the right. Come back a little bit. Alright. A little bit of a lag there and a glitch. Oddly enough, I played the first round, no problems there, and then when I reset things to do the second round, for whatever reason, it was like a half a second slow every time I kind of pressed and went through the options here to set up this round within Home Tee Hero. I don't know if the cold weather's maybe messed with my phone or a little bit of a lag, not really sure, but even through 5, 6th hole par 5, 527. The sun feels good. A little bit better strike, still a little bit high on the face, but that should be pretty much down the middle, drawn back a little bit left, or a lot left. 261 though. Maybe. That was a little bit toey, so maybe it did overdraw a little bit more than I wanted, but compared to a 200-yard pop-up or super thin low and left, I guess we'll take that. Fortunately, we're in the rough and we got 266 left. So I'm just going to go 4 hybrid, play this somewhat smart, try to get about, I don't know if 245 or even 240 are in the cards right now with the colder weather and after already playing 18, but anything 220 plus would be good. Have maybe an approach wedge or something into this green. Oh, that was thin, low, and left. It'll be fine, but where is it? I didn't see that water over there. Got some neighbors doing yard work. My apologies if you can hear that leaf blower, but it is what it is. Fall time. People are doing yard work like crazy, trying to take care of all these leaves that fall, get them off the grass. All right, 79 yards up to, and we're in the rough. So 81 plus another 8 puts us right around 90. Ooh, grabbed the wrong club there. Grab pitching wedge. Meant to grab approach wedge. So let's see. Have a decent feel for what I need to do for 100 yards. 90 is a little bit of a question mark. Got to take obviously 10 yards off of it, but let's see if I can get this distance right for 90 yards here. I might have put too much on. That could be closer to 100, but all right, maybe not. I didn't feel like I swung super hard, but again, that speed foam. Still trying to get used to that with these clubs. 7th hole, par 5. Pretty steady Eddie so far through this. Obviously, I'm known to jinx myself and blow up a scorecard. That may happen here, especially with water along the right, but so far so good score-wise. That was hit decent, but that was low and left. Well, Garmin did a good job reading it. Not a great strike, but 252 up the left. I think I caught a little bit of the, that sounded a little bit funky when I hit that. I think I hit the rubber tee. If you guys ever do that on the driving range, it's like almost like a snapping noise when you hit the rubber tee instead of the ball first. Alright, I think we're clear of these trees. 256. I don't have a club necessarily. I mean, I've been leaving the 3 wood and the 3 hybrid in the bag. If I blasted a 3 wood, maybe I could get it there, because we got 256 plus another 25, almost 26. So that would need to be like an all-time 3 wood, which isn't going to happen anyways. I'm just going to go 4 hybrid, but all that to say, I don't really have a club right now that's going to get there. So we're going to lay up with the 4 and hopefully just be a wedge shot into this. Or chunk it right. That's gonna go nowhere. Comparatively speaking, for a 4 hybrid, that is. We got 175 out of it, and we're in the rough, but still. That's like, that was about a 200-yard shot. That's like 45, almost 50 yards short of where I try to hit that club, and sometimes, seemed like for a while I was hitting that club really well. Haven't been using it as much now that I have the 4-iron in the bag, but not a great strike there. 81 yards. Let's see if we can make up for it. Approach wedge. In my head here, 81. I'm going to try to play 75. Toey. We need to get down a tad. That might be long. Still can't quite figure out why I'm catching all these things so much more toe side. Again, the smaller blade length, I know, but and I feel like I'm standing close to the ball. You would think that would eliminate it, but I don't know, maybe if I'm pulling up on it too much and the club's coming in and catching more of the toe versus kind of staying down and through it more. I don't know, but I would think that standing close to the ball would eliminate some of that, move the strike a little bit more towards heel side, but generally speaking, I've been hitting probably about 75% of the shots more toe side. Still even though, 8th hole par 4. We've got 307. All right, dogleg left, 256 right there. Let's do a big high draw. Get this working right to left, set us up in the fairway. Struck it halfway decent. That felt like I left it out to the right. We'll see if it comes back. It's really not. It's kind of staying out to the right, but that was a decent strike. Should be about 270-ish. 270 on the dot. All right, I think we're just in front of that palm tree, so I think we're clear. We are in the rough, but I think we got an open look at this, so 54 up 1, 55 plus another 5-6 yards, so right around 60. It's going to be choke down approach wedge. Caught it heavy and toey again. That's got to go. Oh, it took a pretty big bounce up. That was generous. I thought that was going to be front side of the green. Again, though, a little bit deceiving. I definitely hit the mat first on that, but weirdly enough, you catch them heavy on this and it accelerates it and causes a thin shot versus a chunk in real life. That would have pulled up a bunch of grass and I would have came up probably 10 yards shorter than that. We got a big bounce too, but that would have been a chunk and short of the green probably. 1 under, 9th hole par 3, 158 up 1. I'll go 9. This is upper end of 9. I don't know if we're gonna get it all the way to the pin. Probably more towards the front side of this green on a decently struck ball, but closer to a 9 than it is an 8, so. We'll see. Thin, so it should get some extra distance, and I pulled it a little bit. That was, again, toey. I mean, I don't know if this is going to show up, but pretty much every time it leaves an imprint on the club. Yeah, you can see that. So that's where I made contact with. That's what I'm saying, toey. There's been some where I've hit it even past the grooves onto the, like, half of the ball onto the, like, smooth metal, but that's pretty toey. Again, smaller club face, so maybe even on the Sim 2s, that would have been just, like, a couple millimeters outside of the center towards the toe, but a shot like that, that's where this less forgiving kind of player's iron, that's where I need to improve and get. You see those wear spots. When I was looking to buy these clubs, I was doing research and prices for other stuff, and sometimes you see, I guess, just from making contact with the ball so many times, you see the ones like famously Tiger, his wear pattern is just like dead center, but you see some used like on eBay and whatnot that they have the wear marks on them. Hopefully I get to the point where I use these clubs so much that I wear them out in the sweet spot, but if I had wear marks on these, they would be pretty toey. But the wear marks, they're just from, it's not even exactly like from using the clubs, just like overusing them a ton and like they're like at the end of their lifespan. I mean, obviously generally compared to new ones like, or newer ones like these, with less wear, you'd rather have this, but mainly it's just the finish on the, just from making contact with the ball, especially if the ball has a little bit of dirt on it or something, it just wears off the finish, and that's where you see those brown marks just going through the finish. It's not exactly the, like the club giving out or time to replace them necessarily. You can still play with them, but I kind of lost where I was going with that midway when I was talking, but tee shot. High in the face, out to the right, should come back left. Higher launch on it. .260, miss hit, we'll take it. Alright, 233. What do we got up here for water? We gotta go through that tree. We got water right, so I'm gonna favor this left side of the green just a little bit. I'm gonna go 4 hybrid. I don't know if I've hit, between last round and this one, I don't think I've hit a well-struck 4 hybrid yet today. See if we can change that here. Nope. Chunky and right. That's gonna be tree trouble. Get through it. Wow. I mean, it's still 20 yards short from what I would play this, but luckily I hit that so fat, it kind of worked out. A little bit deceiving too because of the mat. This mat does grab the club a lot more obviously than grass, so I think sometimes when I feel like I'm hitting it heavy, it actually feels more like a heavy shot here than it would in real life, but that was definitely, I hit the mat a little bit before that. 2 under somehow. 11th hole par 3, 176. We're gonna go 8 iron. See if we can get it there. Again, even just with these clubs, I feel like I could get some extra distance out of those Sim 2s, even an extra like 3-4 yards on some of these. I start to question if I can get it quite there. This is probably 8 irons, probably closer to 165, 170 right now. Just how I'm feeling after 18 holes in the colder weather and whatnot. So we're looking towards the front side of the green. I guess what I'm saying is I don't have as much faith in myself of kind of muscling up clubs as I did with my other set. These yardages are more consistent and true, so trying to get the extra 5 yards, even 3-4 yards out of a club is a little bit more challenging. Oh, but I hit that pretty hard and I pulled it, so that has a chance actually. I may miss the green left, but .171. I did kind of pop that up a little bit. I was subconsciously, before I hit that, I should have moved it back. I positioned that ball that was a little bit too far forward in my stance. I kind of hit up on it a little bit. Should have played that a little bit further back in my stance, but it is what it is. 12 yards. Try to get too cute with it. I drop kicked it. It may work out. Sometimes those ones that don't feel great go in, but good result. Not the best strike. That is one thing I do miss. Back before I even started the channel, when I was getting into golf, I had a membership at a cheap course and I was playing a ton on course. That's one thing I do feel like, although I've hit a ton of shots back here with the wedges, it is tough to replicate that feel of actual grass on those delicate wedge shots. It's so much more of a feel thing than just like trying to hit a number, especially off a mat. I do miss playing a lot more on course, and my short game was better. I feel like that's one thing that ball striking has probably gone up. I've improved definitely since having the R10, definitely, but I feel like one thing that's lacking a little bit is my alignment with my tee shots, and then also just the because you can't see the ball flight obviously, and then the wedges, but kind of is what it is, give and take. All my irons, long through, even short irons, basically like my iron set, approach wedge through, 4 iron. Definitely ball striking has improved in consistency just from having the R10. So middle of the bag for sure. All right, 2 under still, 12th hole par 4, 364. And the side spin too, the whole spin axis issue kind of second guesses has me second guessing some of the shots that I feel like may have gone further one way or the other in real life versus straighter here, but low and up the right. Generally speaking though, like this, that's exactly what happened. Real life, that may have been closer to the trees, but all in all, Garmin does a pretty good job of representing, I would say 9 times out of 10, what happened with the shot. Whether that went an actual 5 or 10 yards further right or whatever, you get the idea, but that was definitely low and right, and Garmin had that low and right. So 115, we're in play though, up 10%, so 116 plus another 11, 12 yards, 128. I'm gonna go pitch and wedge. Oh, I pulled it and hit it thin. That's gonna be long left, or longer side and left. That may be off the green. All right, luckily it landed soft. Probably didn't deserve that. But again, I definitely pulled that left. Garmin had it left. Real life, that probably would have been off the green, backside left, but 460. Still 2 under, 13th, par 4. I just wish, hopefully I eventually get to the point where I'm almost robotic with my swing. Just my expectations, I've said it a million times, but invest so much time, effort, and energy, and money, and everything else into trying to improve. It's just demoralizing when you come out on days and you're struggling to find the middle of the club face. It's going to be nice years down the road if I ever get to the point where I'm just out of the center, like at least half the time, if not like 75% of the time with my clubs. Pretty far right. Garmin read that one good. That is what we call a block. That was almost a slice, or probably was a slice, but that's what happens when you try to play a high draw. You aim out to the right, and if you don't release the club and shut the club face, you miss it about 50 yards right. Alright, 216, and we're in the rough. So we need just about 240. Gonna go 4 hybrid. I don't know, again, if we're gonna get it there, but let's try a slower, more controlled, smoother swing with the hybrid for once. It was straight, but that was super thin. Oh, right off the base of the tree, 11 yards. Well, actually, what am I doing? I'm gonna hit this again. Take 2, plus a stroke. Hindsight, probably should have moved it. Probably should move this again, but out of these trees, you kind of take what you get. Hit better, but thin, and I left the club face open. Coming back a little bit, still probably going to be short right. Yep. Feel that lower back definitely tightening up. Probably going to start about, depending on when I came out here, I'm probably about a half a club short right now just from the fatigue factor. Alright. At least we're not in the bunker. 10%, 19 yards, we need about 22. Gonna go 60. Hit it good, right up and over the net, but that's what I wanted. That was actually a pretty crisp wedge shot. Much better there. Gotta get that ball after, but I'll take that for sure. That was probably, didn't go in or anything, but that was probably my best struck wedge shot all of today. That was nice and crisp. That's part of it too, with even approach wedge, but definitely 56 and 60. Here versus on course, obviously you don't have to worry about a net. Here I do try to flight it a little bit lower just so I don't do that every time, which is probably part of my feeling difference between here and on course with the wedges and a little bit of inconsistency. I'm trying to play almost a different lower flighted shot versus my standard kind of wedge shot just to keep it in the net. But 1 under through 13, 14th hole par 3, 195. I'm gonna go 6. Consistency's going down. At least it was in the middle of the club face, but that was low and left. Strain out a little bit. Thin to win. It's crazy how you can have almost the identical setup, pre-shot routine, and just wildly hit shots so much differently. For a stationary ball. Like, even if I feel like I was almost be better, have instincts take over for like tennis, for example, where you're moving or something, or basketball. I play basketball every week. Kind of that movement factor. You don't have your mind going as much. You kind of just let your instincts take over versus having a stationary thing where you line up and try to do everything almost robotically, and it just varies so differently, swing to swing. 15th hole par 4, 305. All right. And we got a dogleg left, and we got water. We got water short, we got water long right, and we got water up there to the left. So we're gonna aim over here to the right, and hopefully just hit a relatively straight tee shot here. Oh no, that snap hooky left. It should get over that first set of water. Get down, sit, 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 sit. Yikes, hitting driver lower than my standard 4 hybrid distance. On a well struck 4 iron, it's about 230, and that's why I just hit that. Might be telling me something. Maybe I should start leaving driver in the bag a little bit. Pains me to even say that, even think about that, but consistency is not there right now. 82 yards, up 1, and then another 8. So, about 91 going. Man, I did it again. Grab the pitching wedge instead of the approach wedge. One of these times, I'm going to think I'm grabbing the approach wedge. I grab the pitching wedge, I don't notice it. I'm going to come up 30 yards long. Heavy, way toey. That was 3/4 of the ball on the shiny part, but it worked out. Part of it too, I'm opening up the club face just a little bit to start it right and bring it back left. I guess I'm just not releasing it quick enough and scoring it up enough. I think I'm leaving the club face slightly open, which is why it's I still got it to work to the left, but that's why I'm probably one of the reasons why I'm catching things even more toey than usual. 16th hole par 4, 369. Up the left, but it was hit better. That should be about 265, 270, I think, down the middle. .272. And why can't I do that every time? That's the question. 97 left, up 2, so 99. Approach wedge. Oh, these approach wedge shots. I'm gonna wear this thing out. I'm gonna have to get a new one. Thin, thin, thin. That's gonna be off the back. Or backside, because it landed soft, luckily. Straight, but poor strike. That's been the moral of the story out here lately. Poor strike, poor strike, poor strike. 17th hole, par 5, still 1 under somehow. Gonna aim up this right side again. That was hit pretty good again. That should be about 5 or so yards further than the last one. That should be about 275, I think, if it stays in the fairway. Or same exact shot. Decently struck though, I'll take that. Alright, 213. We're gonna try the 5. Realistically, I should probably hit the 4. Because I'm down distance a little bit right now, but this is better true 5-iron distance than the 4, so that's what I'm doing. Oh, I swiped way across that. That's going to be about 20 yards right. Standing too far away from it. Not releasing the club. Amongst the other laundry list of things I'm not doing right. 30 yards, 10%. Need about 35 or so. I'm gonna go 56. Then kind of threw my hands at it. +2, kind of got bailed out, but I mean, at this point, I'm hitting almost everything bad. I don't know why I'm frustrated and surprised when I don't hit it well. As if I was like, almost every single time I hit it good, and then the odd off one where I don't hit it good, I'm like, oh, that wasn't great, but everything is not great right now, so I don't know why I'm kind of getting frustrated and disappointed in myself when I continuously just don't hit it well. In any event, we made it through. 1 under through 17, 18th hole, par 4, 357, slight dog leg left. Not really, it's actually pretty straight, but aim up this right side. We'll give this one a little bit of a ride. See if we can get maybe 280. Nope, that's not 280. That's extremely low on the face. That's a worm burner. It's gonna run, but that barely got off the ground. Probably shouldn't have done that. Would have felt a lot better if I just hit a third decent one in a row to finish it off versus trying to swing for the fences on that one. Now I feel like I want to hit another tee shot. 110. All right, gonna take a pretty full, smooth swing with this approach wedge. Oh wow. club almost came out of my hands. Somehow he made the green. That literally almost flew out of my hands. Well, that's one way to get a par. Alright, this is going to show or paint a better picture than realistically how I just hit that, but from Gulfstream Golf Club in Gulfstream, Florida. This was a 2014 remodel done by Pete Dye in collaboration with his wife Alice Dye. This was the, again, 18 left. Maybe I'll come out here next time, like I said, and play the 18 right. I wasn't expecting there to be a difference between the two, but relatively clean scorecard, cleaner than it should have been. But 71, 1 under, 35 on the front, 36 on the back, 7 out of 14 fairways, right at 50%. At least that's not. Below that, I would like to be 75%, closer to what the greens and regulation number is, 13 out of 18, and then 30 putts. But I mean, generally speaking, it was almost all pars, 2 birdies and 1 bogey, so can't be that mad and too down in the dumps with that. Granted, I didn't hit it great. I'm definitely just probably not gonna play another round, but I'm probably gonna hit balls for about 20-30 minutes, just hit irons, that approach wedge through 4-iron, and see if I can strike the ball a little bit better, maybe hit a couple drives. But that's what I have. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you didn't get too sick of me of all my complaining and woe is me type of swings and results out here. But again, it's just frustrating. I try to come out here, especially when I'm recording, and try to strike the ball well, play well, put up a good score. This was a pretty good score, all things considered, but I'd like to come out here and basically perform well in front of you guys, as odd as that sounds with me talking out here by myself. But just that little bit extra pressure. I feel like if I'm going to record a video, I want to play well and have a good result. And I would say about 75% of those shots were pretty poor, with poor strikes and whatnot, so a little bit frustrating, but it is what it is. That's life, that's golf. Just going to keep that in mind, try to fix a few things, and play better next time. So if you guys have any requests for courses you'd like to see me play, let me know down in the comments. Give me the name of the course and the location, and then preferably just a little bit of background information, why you want me to play it, whether it's your home course, if you're a member somewhere, maybe you're taking a golf vacation in the future, or if you have like a bucket list course type of thing. Whatever the case may be, just let me know. But like always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys at the next course.